If you visit the Land Warfare Center at the Imperial War Museum, Duxford, there is an interesting collection of vehicles associated with Field Marshal Sir Bernard Montgomery, his battle caravan. Monty was determined to be a mobile army commander, and during the campaign in the Western Desert against the Italians and later the Germans, a couple of Italian command vehicles were captured and given to Monty for his personal use, to which he added a custom-built vehicle from Manchester. In his command caravan's study is Monty's desk, and on the wall, immediately adjacent to it, is a colour painting of German Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, signed by the Desert Fox himself. Monty and Rommel battled each other for mastery in North Africa.
Here we will stand and fight. There will be no further withdrawal. I have ordered that all plans and instructions dealing with further withdrawal are to be burnt, and at once. The great point to remember is that we are going to finish with this chap, Rommel, once and for all. It'll be quite easy, there's no doubt about it. He is definitely a nuisance. Therefore, we will hit him a crack and finish with him.
And Monty eventually triumphed at the Second Battle of El Alamein in 1942, forcing the Afrika Korps into a long retreat west until it was confronted by an advancing Anglo-American army that had landed in French North Africa. Trapped in Tunisia between two great Allied armies, the German-Italian forces fought on stubbornly until forced to surrender in May 1943. In numbers of men captured, it was a bigger blow than the destruction of the Sixth Army at Stalingrad earlier in the year. Rommel was not among the prisoners. Germany's most famous general was recalled to Europe, but in due course would face his old desert adversary again, this time in Normandy. Field Marshal Montgomery would command all Allied ground forces on D-Day, while Rommel commanded a significant proportion of the opposition. Monty's command caravan went to Europe with him and would be used all the way through to the German surrender on Lüneburg Heath in May 1945. Again, Rommel was not among the Germans who surrendered, having been implicated in the July bomb plot against Hitler in 1944 and forced to commit suicide to protect his family and his legacy. Monty certainly respected Rommel and his fighting abilities, and he even went so far as to name his dog Rommel, though to be fair, he named his other dog Hitler, which must rank up there with the Dambusters hero Guy Gibson's dog for incredibly unfortunate canine names. As well as recycling Italian vehicles, surrounding himself with framed photographs of his adversaries, and introducing Hitler to King George VI, Monty was also given the chance to obtain another of Rommel's possessions, his horse. Though more commonly associated with tanks, Rommel was nonetheless a trained rider. An interesting idea was mooted by the Germans at the height of Rommel's conquests in North Africa. With the Afrika Korps advancing into western Egypt, victory over the British looked certain, and it seemed only a matter of time until Rommel captured Cairo, the capital of Egypt. A great victory parade was planned, a joint Italian-German effort, and even a North African victory medal was manufactured in the hundreds of thousands for distribution to both armies. Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had been photographed often atop a white Arabian stallion, and it was decided by Berlin that Rommel should ape the Italian dictator and ride a similar horse through the streets of Cairo at the head of his Afrika Korps. A beautiful white Arabian stallion was provided by the German army. But then came disaster in North Africa with Rommel's defeat by Monty's 8th Army during the calamitous Second Battle of El Alamein in October to November 1942. Rommel died in October 1944, but the White Arabian remained stabled in northern Germany, the province of Schleswig-Holstein near Denmark, this area being captured in May 1945 by Montgomery's British 21st Army Group. Monty was delighted to learn that his men had captured Rommel's horse, and the Field Marshal was photographed riding the animal at the German Remount Center where it was kept. in a flash of brilliant inspiration, Monty ordered the horse renamed Rommel. Somehow, Montgomery resisted the urge to also name his son after the desert fox, reserving the name's use for his non-human companions. The problem with Rommel was that he was a spirited mount. In other words, the horse was uncontrollable and refused to submit to its new owners, possessing a spirit similar to the human Rommel, who would have been proud. Monty decided to flatter the king by presenting him with Rommel, and the Arabian, along with 11 other prize German horses, was shipped by the British Army to Tilbury Docks in Essex, arriving in September 1945. Any accusations of looting were neatly sidestepped by the army, which declared that all 12 horses were German military transport and therefore legitimate war prizes. Monty duly presented Rommel to King George VI at Windsor Castle, where the Arabian was stabled before being sent to an army remount centre at Melton Mowbray in Leicestershire to be trained in ceremonial duties. Unfortunately for old Rommel, he refused to be trained. The army decided it had little use for an untrainable horse, no matter his pedigree, and in October 1947, Rommel was put down by an army veterinary surgeon, shot in the head and his carcass burned. So ended the sad story of Field Marshal Erwin Rommel's horse, who, like his erstwhile master, died before his time at the hands of his enemies. Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.